Hey look, the PlayStation Drive is starting. While you wait, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon on YouTube to be notified of future goodness. If you enjoy our show, we'd love it if you gave us a 5-star review or rating on your podcast service of choice. To continue the conversation, join the Carpool Gaming Discord, where you can find a wholesome community to have a chit-chat with. For some exclusive content, you can also support us on Patreon. And finally, don't forget to check out the Carpool Gaming website for an awesome range of merch. Links to all that and more are in the show notes, but without further ado, let's get revved up for the PlayStation Drive. Whoa!
What's up, everybody? Welcome on in. This is the PlayStation Drive episode 181. Yes, folks, that's a palindrome. I am one of your hosts, Ryan, and I'm joined, as always, for the first time in a while, actually, since 2024, by Fulia, Matt, and Ron. How's everyone doing on our first show for the new year?
Doing well. Excited.
That's good.
I'm excited. Haven't seen everybody since 2024. It's been too long.
It's been a whole year.
I had to.
You know, it's 2025 now. We haven't seen each other since 2024. It's been a whole year since we've seen each other. I mean, Fulia, for God's sakes, is in a new house at this point.
I know. I've moved since the last episode.
It's so barren and empty. I love it. I love the simplicity, of course.
It's going to transform.
Very minimalist.
We'll get to see the transformation.
No. Please, Ron. We don't need to put anything else in there. Just the barren white walls. That's it. You don't need anything else.
Koala's not going to do that.
She won't do that.
No, it's going to be full.
She's physical.
This room's going to get filled.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I tried. Anyways, this is the PlayStation Drive where we talk about PlayStation all the time, except for when we talk about the holidays. And real quick, I want to just go around real quickly just to see how everyone's holidays went. Because like I said, this has been our first show back since before the holidays happened. So before New Year's, before Christmas. So I want to get a quick temperature check. Fulia, how was your holidays?
I worked.
Yeah, same.
I worked. I moved. I've been very busy, so I haven't really had much chance to relax or play many games, to be honest. I haven't really been doing much, but at least it means I was being productive. So
yeah, exactly.
It was a productive holiday.
Well, you're working towards the idea that, like, the spirit of having more time to play games later once your house fills up and stuff like that,
Exactly.
Right? You know, just like the spirit of someone, you know, not getting paid, you know, working on the spirit of getting paid one day, you know? That's just how that works. But Matt, how about you? How were your holidays?
Mine was quite the opposite of Fulia's. I didn't work, didn't sleep, played lots of video games. # no regrets. But did a lot of fun stuff with the kids. Yeah, just did a bunch of day stuff. I really enjoyed it. I played a lot of video games, like a lot. But we'll pin it.
Yeah,
we'll save it for later.
Put a pin in
Lots of video games.
Nice. Ron, how about you, man?
Pretty same thing with Matt, man. Had 2 weeks off. Played a lot of games. Caught up on a lot of TVs, anime. So, yeah, nice little break there.
Ooh, anime. I like the sound of this. As for me, I'm very jealous of the both of you because I, like Fulia, also worked the whole time. I got a couple days off to go home and visit my mom. So that was good. We had like the big kind of Christmas celebration there. But I mean, I worked New Year's Eve until 4 a.m. And that was fun because we had like a New Year's special on our network that I got to work. And yeah, well, overall, like I had a good holidays despite the fact that I had to work the whole time. So things have been good. But enough about me and enough about us. We should probably like answer the door because people are just knocking on the door. They're going ham on that door going like, housekeeping. So of course, we got new patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, starting off with Jonathan James, JJ himself, checking out the exclusive tier on the 7-day free trial, which by the way, folks, this is your reminder that yes, if you're interested, if you're not currently a patron over on Patreon and you want to check out some of our exclusive content, because we put up a bunch of exclusive content over on Patreon, like some of the stuff we're about to get to in a second. You have a free trial. You can go check it out. It's 7 days. Just you won't be able to finish it all in those 7 days because there's more than 7 full days worth of content over there on Patreon. Yes, I did the math. I looked. There is too much content to actually listen to in 7 full days, but you can try. You can try. You can go in there.
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot. Why not? So you can definitely check that out over there. We've also got Stephen Keller, who joined at the gold membership tier. Shout out to Stephen Keller for hopping on the second official tier of the PlayStation Drive, getting that gold trophy over there on the old Patreon. Speaking of Patreon, of course, we've got brand new Patreon content. Sean's Pants episode went out this morning, so you can definitely go check that out. Sean answered a whole bunch of questions about a bunch of stuff. I haven't had a chance to check out the episode yet, but I'm sure it's good. And then Garrett is back in the Pants episode this week. His Pants questions post will be up in the morning, so make sure to check that out over Patreon. If you've got questions for Garrett, now is the perfect time to do that. So make sure to check that out over there. Also, of course, speaking of the holidays, we got to talk about Santa Bobby merch. Still on for a limited time. This merch will not last. So make sure to, if you haven't picked it up already, make sure to grab it now. And yes, I'm showing off on the video version that we've even got a mug with multiple color handles. We've also got hoodies, sweatshirts, and of course, what I refer to as the Australian Christmas sweater, aka a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to leave you out, Fleia. You know,
Thank you.
got to make sure to have that over there. So make sure to head on over there, grab your Santa Bobby merch now while supplies last, while you still can. Also, Matt, I wanted to mention you by name because the next thing we're about to talk about and to throw to the people is Carpool Gaming Fantasy Critic is back. And I know you had a lot to do with the planning this time around for our Fantasy Critic leagues. And we actually just finished our drafts over the weekend, so it's too late to join. However, you can actually follow along the gripping storylines that are going to be the Carpool Gaming Fantasy Critic League. We've even got our full leaderboard here of where everyone kind of is positioned after all of our drafts based on our projected points.
Projected points, not the actual listings. Projected. Things
The
can
actual
change.
points will be
all right?
here when they're here. But for now,
That's right.
projected points.
That's right.
No need to get defensive.
That's right.
Yeah, Matt, you're
just saying.
getting a little sensitive there.
Right now,
I'm
we're
just
all
saying,
losing
the-
to TechMike pretty badly, though, because look at this stacked team.
The
of
ranch
his.
is no.
Go-
the ranch is going to come up. Just you wait.
That's
The
a
ranch,
stack.
Canadian
That's a
subdivision's gonna
stacked
come up.
card right there. I don't know.
For audio listeners,
It's okay.
TechMike, who is projected to be number one currently, has Ghost of Yotei, Avowed, unannounced mainline 3D Mario platformer, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, and Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. They counterpicked Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah, that's a good card, man.
That's a good team.
No, that Donkey Kong. No, Nintendo
You don't think
fans.
so?
They're not.
You don't think so?
The Nintendo fans will not be happy paying full price for another port.
I was just gonna
that's
say,
not going to do well.
that's
Just
not
you
true.
watch.
that game's
It's a
gonna
good
get
game.
docked for that.
No, the game will get
They
docked for
buy
being
they
full
buy
price.
5 different colors of the same Switch. They could buy a game,
Now,
They'll buy it. They'll just complain about it. Just watch.
but they'll
Now-
buy it though.
here's the other thing we wanted to point out, folks. First of all, we're going to have a link to our Fantasy Critic in the description of this podcast, whether you're watching on YouTube or you're checking out on audio feeds. But we have an important job for y'all. We would love it if you went over to these pages and, there's a follow button up here. Just click this follow button and follow our leagues. One, so that you can keep up with the madness that is the Carpool Gaming Fantasy Critic League throughout the year. But two, we are trying to get the Carpool Gaming leagues on the Fantasy Critic page under the most popular teams because it's the lowest team on there is 15 followers. We're halfway there because we're currently at 7 with League A as an example. So if we can get just 8 more people to follow, we will be in the top 10 most popular leagues on Fantasy Critic. So we would love y'all's help with that. If you are so inclined to do so. But if not, feel free to use the link in the description of the podcast to check us out. And we will be talking about this, Matt, throughout the course of the year. We will be giving updates on Fantasy Critic to see who comes out on top. A lot of people feeling pretty confident now. Kevin Ainsworth very confident in his team,
Yeah.
as well as a few others. So make sure to check that out as well. Well, without further... Oh, also, I just wanted to throw out as well, huge thank you to Jan32, Marcus O'Neill, Hambone Johnny, Josh, and of course, Matt for organizing everything over on Fantasy Critic. But
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for organizing it. It's been going well. We had sweet hangs over the weekend. It was good.
yeah, all three drafts were really awesome. I loved, being a separate person on, because I was a part of League C, but I was so happy to check out the other drafts and see what other people were picking. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But anyways, it's time to grab our 8 tracks, pop them in. It's time for the playlist. Time to talk about the games we played this week or over the last 3 weeks. Because we played some. Obviously, we had lots of time to play games over the holidays. So, Ron, start us off, man. What did you play over the holidays, my friend?
So last time we had the show, I was talking about Chicken Police. My opinion on that did not change. Chicken Police was very entertaining. The story was really good. To the point where I was like, you know what? I was satisfied with this game so much, I'm going to go for the platinum on it. So I went ahead and played it, but it doesn't count for this year, though. It doesn't count for this year.
Why?
Why not? I played that before January 1st, so it doesn't count. Doesn't count.
All right.
But
Okay.
It was a really good game, and I'm looking forward to the sequel, Into the Hive. Great game. People should check
There's a
that one out.
sequel? Holy
Yes, there is
cow.
going to be a sequel,
There is,
indeed.
yeah, and it's out now.
Wow.
It's out right now.
Oh.
Is
I
it on
think it's out
consoles,
on
though?
PC. On PC.
Okay,
On PC. Yeah.
So I'm still waiting on that console announcement, but it's going to happen. Then it was Helldivers 2. Friends finally got together, and we played that over the holidays and had a blast with it. Still playing it. This game is just fun. Friendly fire is a thing. Mishaps with weapons and explosions is a thing. If you want to sit there and you could probably make a whole video collection of all the mishaps that could happen during a Helldivers 2 campaign against any of the enemy factions. But it is just so fun. Even when you're accidentally exploded because you were a little too close to one of your stratagems, it happens. It's going to be cool. But that game is a blast. Of course, it never ends. So you're just always kind of just grinding to new weapons, new things, and it's great. I'm really enjoying that a whole bunch. And then there's Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. Let's go.
This game is outstanding. And I'm not a CRPG guy. Disco Elysium was really entertaining to me. I thought it was a great game. I heard all the talk about Baldur's Gate 3. It's one of those things where you say to yourself, I'm pretty sure that game is pretty great, but I'm not sure if it's going to be for me. And it was mainly because of the genre it was in. I have no doubt that Larian Studios was going to deliver with the story, but man, everything about this game is so S tier. It is the stories, it is the quests, it is the voice acting, which is everybody is just great. And it's a demanding game, mainly for the fact that you have to explore in this game or you're going to miss out on quest galore. It's not one of those things where I guess you probably could mainline it if you wanted to, but I don't know why you would do that to yourself. If you are into RPGs and you enjoy stories and quests, this game you have to just go around and explore because you will miss out on a lot of things. Yes, Koala, yes.
So, question: How long did it take you to create your character? This is for fee.
Of course. Or anyone who loves character creators.
Maybe about 20 minutes or so.
That's not long
Only
enough.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Here's the thing.
You're rushing the process.
I'm not rushing the process, but the thing is that there's only so much I'm going to be able to sit here and really do in a CRPG. They don't give you, galore. It's not all like that. So it's fine. It worked out for what I needed to do. So only about 20 minutes or so, and I might be sitting there underestimating it a little bit, but I didn't go in with a timer. I just wanted to sit there and make sure I looked right and had the abilities and skills that I wanted.
I have to at least give you credit for not doing the Kevin Ainsworth route, which is pick whatever is the default option.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Oh, God. Does he do that? No, he doesn't.
Yes,
No,
Kevin
he
does
doesn't.
do that. He does. He has talked about
Just
that before.
default?
He will go with a default character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talked about it before. I'm surprised.
Oh, my God.
Matter of fact, I want to say in the RPG Cave channel, it was a big old giant discussion over it.
Yeah. I remember when we were talking about
Oh,
Mass
wow.
Effect, he was like,
Yeah.
I play as just default Shepard.
Yeah, I just can't do that. It's
No
just-
changes.
it's
just
icky.
soldier. Yeah.
Jesus.
But yeah, so I'm right on that fence line between Act 1 and when Act 2 begins. I got a quest notice that was like, if you finish this, you won't be able to do this, that, and the third. So I was like, well, let me back off and go back and finish some other things first. But I've clocked in 90 hours so far. And according to
Holy moly.
PlayStation, it's 50%. I don't know if that's correct or not.
No,
Because
the percentages is just all over the place. 'cause
Yeah.
There's 4 acts.
there's no way in the world that could be correct. Because my friend Matt Kay, he has 250 hours and he said he's not even done with that yet. So, yeah. And it's fine.
I was gonna say, because I remember, like, even when I was playing it, Ron, there were days where I would sign into my PlayStation and it would randomly say I was on Act 3 when I was on Act 1, and it was 75% of the way through
Yes,
the
yeah.
game.
Oh,
I
and
knew I
then,
couldn't trust
and
it.
then the next day I would sign in and it would say I'm on Act 1 and then 25% through the game.
I'm
So
not
I
trusting
wouldn't
it.
believe that.
I'm not going to trust it.
It's reliable for most games, but not that game in particular.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being a 200, 300 hour game. And the way things are going, that's perfectly fine. I have zero issues with that whatsoever because I am loving this game. So
It's the new Trails Through Daybreak.
it is, but hopefully I'm not going to let anime and everything get in the way and it won't take me 6 months to finish it.
Yeah. Well, you got to finish it before Trails Through Daybreak 2 comes
Yeah,
out.
well, that's only 35 days, Ryan. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Nice, man. Nice. That's a good list of games over the holiday. I now understand. I was like, looking at it, I was like, Ron talked about how he played so many games over the holidays, but why is this list so short? And then when I saw Baldur's
Gate,
Gate
man.
3 listed there, and I'm like, oh,
Baldur's
Yep.
Gate 3,
Yep.
90 hours.
that's why.
90 hours, yep.
Yeah,
a lot.
that's where all the time went. But Matt, how about you? What'd you play, man?
I played many games. I got to watch stuff. Like it was a good 2 weeks. Like I said, sacrifice sleep, but no regrets. It was worth it. I for any Resident Evil fan, like I don't know if you watched this, Ryan, but the documentary George Romero's Resident Evil. Did you watch it yet?
I saw a trailer for it, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's quite interesting. So, I heard about George Romero doing a Resident Evil movie way back when, before the very first one came out with what's her name, Mila Djokovic.
Mila Jovovich,
I heard
yeah.
rumors about it, and then obviously it just went away. I wasn't paying too much attention to it, so I kind of went over my head. So I kind of saw it, pop up this last week about it's coming out. So I wanted to check it out, and it's very fascinating. And I think the biggest thing that I took away from it was number one, he was very adamant to I don't want to spoil it in case Ryan you're going to watch it. People are
I'm
going
gonna
to watch it.
watch
I don't want
it,
to spoil
yeah.
too much of it. Yeah, I don't want to spoil too much about. In case you didn't know what his vision was for his Resident Evil movie, I'll save it. It's very fascinating to see his approach to it, and but at the same time, I can see why the studio did not go with his version for capitalist reasons. Let's put it that way. But the biggest thing that I took away from it was, he passed away. It's kind of sad because near the end of his career and he's getting much older, he kind of felt like people don't care about my body of work. Like nobody's gonna pay attention to me. And like when you watch the documentary, and even if you didn't, you kind of just know who he is. Like he's literally the godfather of modern day zombies, and like he's built like iconic films, and it's kind of sad to see. At least, and maybe he's just very humble about it, but he truly felt like Hollywood doesn't care about me. Other directors don't care about me. Like it's such a small niche subgroup of people that appreciate his work, which was far from true. Like he has his name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's very fascinating to see how he didn't think very highly of himself, but when you watch a documentary, you can see just how much his body of work meant to people, and obviously how passionate people were about his interpretation of. Like, fun fact, everybody, we wouldn't have Resident Evil without George Romero. Like the games are inspired by his modern take of zombies. Like it's just, and when you think about how big the zombie genre is with Resident Evil, The Walking Dead, it's just like it's because of him. And it's just very tragic for him to not realize just the cultural impact that he's had on so many different forms of media in terms of comic books, video games. So yeah, anyways, anybody who's a Resident Evil fan or a zombie fan, just check it out. It's definitely a very fun documentary to check out. But in terms of video games, I finally got to buy some new games. One of the first ones I bought was SteamWorld Heist 2. I've played almost every SteamWorld game except for Heist 2 and Build. So I was very excited to finally jump in. There was a sale. And it's phenomenal. Like SteamWorld Heist is what's it called? It's like a tactical RPG. Is that the genre?
Like it's almost like a strategy RPG almost, but not really.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a
No,
grid-based one or anything, but it's like different.
No. It's like on a 2D plane, but like it's just very fun. It's very stressful, at least for me. Like I must be really bad at the game, but like it's like I'm sweating when I'm playing, but like when you actually, make it out of a battle and not everybody's dead, it's quite rewarding. So really enjoying my time with it. So yeah, finally glad I got to jump into it because it's been out for almost a year. I don't remember, but yeah, it's been on my radar for a while. And thanks to PlayStation Canada, for sending me these games, I got to play Stellar Blade, Astrobot, and Until Dawn remake. And yes, I have played all three games, and I've platinumed two of them over the winter break. Yeah, I was very busy. So I'll go one by one. So Stellar Blade, I'm only maybe like an hour in, and I'll admit this: Ron was right. Ron was right about the music.
Told you.
I do not, because we talked about this a while ago about the Near Automata crossover, and I was like, "Where's the music?" And I think Ryan, you told me, right? There's no music.
That is correct. Although I was mistaken, there's not any in the open world, but there's like it adds one of the songs to the jukebox in your rest
Yeah.
area.
But Ron was right because it's the same composer. You don't need Near Automata music because this music is like triple S tier. Like I took a clip of just like in the juke, like I think what I'm talking about, right? Like the jukebox area, like where you just save.
Yeah.
I just sat there. I just sat in the rain and just soaked in the music because I'm like, this is music that just gives you goosebumps. Like it is so dang good. So it's too early for me to give full impressions on the game just because I barely started because I don't know what's happening in the story. Combat's pretty fun, but in terms of music, it's definitely worth it just to play, just to experience like that. What's his name? I think it's Keiichi Okabe. Like just to experience his music.
Now,
So
hold
good.
on, Matt. I would like well, I wanted to point out, did you know that the soundtrack for this game on Spotify has almost 200 songs on it?
He did 200 songs. To
It's
this game?
189 songs is the soundtrack. It's ridiculous.
And this guy outdoes himself. Like I don't know how he does it. Like when you look at like Stellar Blade, Near Automata, Near Replicant, like you would assume like eventually he's gonna be, tapped out of inspirations, but it's like, nope, he's still.
You say
he
this,
still
but I've been
composes
saying that
original
about
music.
Smokin forever. But like, he just keeps pumping out amazing soundtracks, and I'm like, how does he keep doing this?
Yeah, like I can't even come up with one song. This guy comes up with probably like what 500, like brand new. Like
It's probably
music
more than
makes you
that.
cry.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. No, Riley King knows what's up. The music is fantastic. So I'm enjoying my time. Um, I did finally platinum Astrobot. Phenomenal game. I can see why people love it so much. It's an amazing 3D platformer. It really is. And in my opinion, it does stand toe to toe with the best of the 3D Mario platformer games. And I think more people should give it a chance. Like it is that good. And in my opinion, it does a phenomenal job of paying homage to video games in general, not just PlayStation stuff. So if you're just a fan of video games, like you're gonna get all those Easter eggs and references, and it's fun. Now that being said, I went for the platinum because the guides said that it's a 3 out of 10 difficulty, and friends, correct me if I'm wrong. 3 out of 10 to me means I don't have to try. Is that how everybody on the panel feels about 3 out of 10?
3 out of 10.
I think you have to try it a little bit.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
3 out of 10.
Yeah.
1 out of 10 is what you don't have
Yeah,
to
1
try.
out of 10, you can pretty much just with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
No, that's with your eyes closed, right? But
Yeah,
to
3
me,
out
like
of 10, I think you got to put in a little effort.
a little. To me, like a 7 out of 10 is like maximum effort, at least for my scale. And then 5 out of 10 is like I can do this. 3 out of 10 is like chill. I can do it. I would not give Astrobot a 3 out of 10. All right, some of those challenge levels do not mess around. Like they took me a while. Now that being said, I did enjoy it. Like I never felt like it was unfair. Does that make sense? Like I never felt like this was unreasonable. Like as long as you just keep practicing and just keep going through the motion, you can do it. So I enjoyed it, but I was just very surprised because I'm like, this is not my definition of 3 out of 10. But I have to thank I have to thank Resident Evil 8, the platinum for that one, because you have to get an S rank, I think, in all stages of Mercenaries mode. It's not the same thing. It's not like you're platforming, but basically you have to get enough comp. Basically, you have to do repetition over and over again to get an S rank in Resident Evil 8. So that one trophy to get S rank probably took me like 8 to 10 hours. So I was ready for the Astro grind because some levels took me like half an hour and just like over and over and over again. So
Yep.
up.
Fulia tried to warn you
What's
about
wrong?
those challenge levels.
But you got them
Yeah,
done.
look. Yeah, you probably done it a lot better than me because it took me a lot longer than half an hour.
It's hard.
It's all right.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it is hard. Like you have to be like really in the zone. It's not easy, but no, I enjoyed it quite a bit. And then over the winter break, I started and platinumed Until Dawn remake. I know. So I'm going to talk about this in two separate ways. Okay, excluding the platinum. Okay, excluding the platinum. Just the game itself, phenomenal. If you enjoy spoopy games, I highly recommend Until Dawn remake. I haven't played it since it came out, so I actually don't remember it very well. I love the fact that your choices like truly have an impact on this. So spoiler alert, there's 8 characters that you control in the game. All of them can die. You can get to the end and they're all dead. You can get to the end, but they're all alive. Or you can get to the end with a different combination of, who lives and who dies. To me, that's truly such a great thing in video games, like where you really feel like you're in control of where the story goes. And I want to say, like, it's not, you don't die I mean, you can die by failing the quick time events, but to me, they're pretty forgiving. Like, listen, when I was doing the platinum run, because one of the trophies is killing everybody, some of it was actually hard. Like, I failed like 3 or 4 quick time events, and I'm like, why won't this person just die already? It's
You have
getting
to
annoying.
fail certain ones. That is the key. You have to know
Yeah.
which ones you have to fail in order to get it. Because that's the thing. Like, this remake is a little more forgiving with some of this stuff. Because in the original version, you had like the PS4 sensor, like with the don't move events, and like even if you would stay still, sometimes it would just detect it's out of bounds and your character would die, even if it wasn't really your fault. So I think they
remember
kind of fixed
that.
this time around.
I remember that, and I was very upset when that happened to me on the OG. So for Until Dawn remake, I didn't even give it a chance. I just turned off the Rumble, just in case. But no, it's a phenomenal game. Like I said, your choices really matter in terms of like who lives and who dies, and it just you really have to think carefully about the choices that you make because sometimes you'll think that being altruistic might lead to better outcomes, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's about surprisingly being selfish, or the types of relationships you want to build. So phenomenal game. I do highly recommend it if you're a fan of the original. Definitely. And I don't know if you knew this, Ryan, but they actually changed more. Like it's not just a glow up. Like they actually added stuff to it. Like I didn't know about like the camera perspective changes, how I think the totems are a little bit different. There's a brand new ending for Joshua. Like there's substantial stuff. I was very impressed. I thought it was just like a glow up graphically, but no, they actually put some time and effort into it. There's some new endings that kind of tease the future of Until Dawn, so I do highly
we got the
recommend
movie
it.
coming, and we know it's in a different setting with different characters. So I think some of that is to
Ryan.
tie up some of that stuff. Yeah.
I'm so upset by that. You have no idea. Like it's like I love David F. Sandberg's horror movies, like Lights Out, Annabelle Creation. Like I love his horror films. Like my heart was broken when they said new characters, new story. So how is this Until Dawn?
It's probably
Except by name.
it's probably gonna relate to it, or the enemies themselves that I won't spoil might be the same type of enemies that they have in the movie. Like it just might not be the same characters. Almost like having like almost like Alien Romulus was not necessarily like it didn't really tie everything into the old Alien movies. It had some tie-in stuff, but for the most part, it was an original cast with the Xenomorphs. Like I imagine you're gonna get something similar with that. Where like the enemy will probably be similar.
The characters.
But it'll probably be a different cast in a different place.
I don't like that. I like the story they had. I like the characters. I wanted an adaptation.
But then they'd have to pick like who lives and who dies, and it would feel weird.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I
They
actually-
also
I
have
actually
to get
live
all
in
the
who dies.
actors and actresses from Until Dawn
Yeah.
into the movie.
That's why, like, for me, I actually think it's refreshing. Like, I actually think as an Until Dawn fan, I'm actually more excited for it that it's not like a shot for shot recreation because of the type of game Until Dawn is. where Until Dawn is very much about your choices and
Yep.
who lives and who dies. And if you
And
did
we
a
don't know the
movie,
ending. We're not going to know the ending.
right? And if
helps.
if a movie picked all those choices for you, it just wouldn't feel as special to me.
That's true. It wouldn't feel that. It wouldn't feel right if it because they might be the choices that you made.
Yeah,
No,
I know
no,
a lot of
highly
people kind of feel the
recommend the
same way
game.
you do about it, but it's just like that's how I like. For me, like I know I'm kind of on the opposite side of the fence here, but I actually like am more excited for it because of that.
I like I said, I'm a big fan of the director, so I'll give the movie a chance regardless. I'm just the hype levels have gone down for me personally. Now, that being said, again, in my opinion, kind of a misleading platinum difficulty because the websites, well, number one, the websites have different platinum roadmaps, so that's already confusing. Number two, they said it's a 3 out of 10. So again, I'm like, okay, it's supposed to be, minimal effort. Okay, where do I begin?
Try to keep it clean,
Because
man.
there's so, no swearing. Because there's so many different choices to make. There's different ways to get the trophy, which is fine. I think the most frustrating thing for me was that websites, Reddit, YouTube, everybody had a different roadmap. And I was like, guys, which one do I follow? Because now I don't know which one is the most efficient one. So I did follow one, and then I found it very inefficient. So then I literally made it my own, but I did a poor job at it. Like for a game like this where your choices matter, you literally need like that Charlie Day gif of like mapping it out and putting all the strings. Like I really should have done that so I'd be more succinct because on paper, I think I checked. It took me like 30 plus hours to platinum it, and the websites say it takes 15. So I literally took twice as long as most people say you should because, again, I just made up my own trophy map. So I ended up playing the game properly, 2 full playthroughs, and then the amount of times where I did a bunch of things in chapter select and like went and just kept going, it probably would add up to like another 2 full playthroughs. Like it was a lot. Like I was messaging Ron, I'm like, yo, dude, I've memorized some of the dialogue because I've seen this chapter like 20 times now. I can just repeat it verbatim with my eyes closed because I've heard him say this over and over again.
If you want to
'Cause I
see
just
a
had to-
man on edge, Matt had enough. There were so many times he had messaged me, and I was like, "Are you going to stop?" And he's like, "I can't now." He's already locked
Too
in.
far in. Yes.
He's too deep.
I've already put the time in. I was too deep. So yeah, because
I
Ron's like, "Just give
understand.
up," and I'm
I
like,
understand.
And it's frustrating because like everybody online's like, "Oh, it's an easy platinum," and I'm like, "Well, then I can't give up if everyone says it's easy. What kind of person am I?" So
But if it's
I
not
guess it's
fun,
easy in the sense.
I was
Go
just
ahead,
going to
Ryan.
make the argument, Matt. If it's not fun, why are you continuing to do that to yourself?
I would have
Gotta
gave
get that
up.
plat.
We'll,
Gotta get
we'll,
that plat.
we'll talk about that when we get to my games because, like, I have a very different view on this type of situation than you do.
So overall, I highly recommend the Until Dawn remake. If you want to go for the platinum, you probably want to draw your own map and using like, a collaboration of different websites and stuff because there is I can tell you right now there's not one definitive guide that tells you like this is exactly what to do step by step. Like every guide I've seen, it's like this is how you do this trophy, this is how you do this trophy, but they don't explain like, well, you can actually combine these trophies together in like one run. So just be prepared to be patient with the platinum run if you're going for Until Dawn remake. Otherwise, I do recommend the game. But yes, I sacrificed a lot of sleep. Like I remember very well. It was the night before going back to work, and I was like, I'm gonna stop at 10 because I gotta wake up. Then it's 11, and then it's 12, and I'm like, well, it's just one more
Keep
trophy.
going. Keep going.
Yep. So I stopped at 1:30, got that platinum, and I'm like, no regrets. I went upstairs. My wife caught me. You should have seen the look on her face. Because she messaged me at like 10. She's like, come out of bed. I'm like, yeah, I'll be up in like 5 minutes. She caught me at 1:30. The
Oh my
look.
god!
Oh, boy.
I was shocked that you stayed
like I
up that
said-
long. When you sent me that message saying you had beat the game, and I was looking at the time, and I was like, dude, you got work in the morning.
I needed so close. I was like, I need to get this out of my way. But no,
Oh,
it was worth it, guys. It was got
Well,
that platinum.
I'll tell you the
Yay.
other reason why it was worth it, Matt. Because currently, you are the top of the leaderboard for the Platinum King for 2025. Here is your temporary crown.
Congrats,
Currently.
man.
Yep.
Currently.
Currently in the lead with 2
Yeah.
for the year.
Just
But-
2.
Well, wait. When did you beat Astrobot? Did you beat Astrobot after the first?
I did platinum it after the first. I did.
Nice. Look at that.
That technically counts. I remember him posting it after the first. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
All right, man. Got that 2-0.
Yeah.
All right.
There it
Yep.
is. No
right.
more Final Fantasy Rebirth mini games bogging me down.
Please, the PC version's coming out in a week and a half, Matt, and I already see you looking at it.
There's no platinum there. He'll be fine.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Fulia, hit us with what you
Yes.
played. I know you didn't have a lot of time over the holidays, but I saw you played something.
Yes. So first of all, I'll start off with the one that didn't take me very long to play through, and it's like a half an hour game, and it's called Milo and the Christmas Gift. And essentially, it's just about a little kitty who's finds out that their owners ended up getting another gift, and it was a little bunny rabbit pet. So now he has to sort of compete with the rabbit as well.
Okay.
But unfortunately, the rabbit gets out of the house and is running around free. So now it's up on Milo's head responsibility to go and find the rabbit.
Poor Milo.
And it's a really cute story. It's a puzzle game. It's free to play on PC, so you can go and play it. And it was just a really sweet sort of like little game. It's puzzles. You got to sort of figure out how to get in certain areas, and just it was a really cute game. Very short, so it's half an hour gameplay. And yeah, it was worth. There was cute little sort of holiday vibes, and yeah, I liked it. It was nice.
Nice.
But the one thing that I wanted to really talk about was the one game that I said I would work on over the holiday break. Astrobot. So I've been playing Astrobot for the past week-ish. This past weekend, I've been playing it a bit more.
Okay, go on.
Yeah.
And I am really, really happy to say that I platinumed Astrobot
Yes.
yesterday.
Go.
And look at you keeping it a secret from everybody, too.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Look
Nice.
at you. Congrats.
Proud of you. Yeah.
Finally
Yes.
platinumed that thing last night.
Yeah, you did.
And I was calm. I didn't rage. I made sure I got through it with just cool, calm, and collected vibes.
All right. But when you got the platinum, though, did you,
When I got the
did
platinum,
you flip a chair over? Did you?
No. I was shocked. I was genuinely shocked. I had gasped. I was like, no way did I just do that. Holy crap. I finally platinumed it after months and months of trying to get through these levels, especially to the beat.
Yeah, that one's rough. Yeah, that one's rough.
Oh, man. That one took forever, and then I managed to get through that one on Saturday night. And I think it might have just been the fact that I also had a friend over, so the encouragement from them kind of pushed me to finish that one properly. And then that last one, the Grandmaster level, with the golden statue level, that one took a little while to get through, but I am happy to say I have finally got that platinum.
Congrats.
It is done. It is in the books. That is my first platinum
Yes.
for
She's on your heels.
2025.
She's on your heels already, Matt.
Yep.
She's coming for you.
50% of the way to you, Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, she's coming for you. It's
Not
over.
discounting Ron also being 50% of the way there.
Nah. Oh, I'm at 0. I'm at 0.
You platinum chicken police, you said.
That was before the first. I'm not gonna count it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
But that's all
congratulations.
that's all I got to play
Congratulations.
this last.
It's all
For the
right.
holiday
It's all right.
season.
You've been super
That was
busy.
great.
You've been super busy.
Now, one last question I have for you for Astrobot. Did you get a chance to play the Christmas level?
I did. It was
Oh,
good
it
fun.
was so good, right?
Yeah, very good fun. I loved it.
Yeah, I love the way they put that together. It was so cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as for me, we finally got to me here. I played a lot of Diablo 4, leading up to the new year because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to play any new games of my choosing after January 1st, because thanks to your donations during Extra Life 2024, the first 3 games I was able to play this year were games chosen by a wheel, and I was not allowed to play anything else until those 3 wheel games were finished. And I'm happy to report that as of this afternoon, all 3 games from the wheel have now been defeated. So we're going to start with Zelda Echoes of Wisdom.
Good God Almighty!
I finished. I started Echoes of Wisdom on January 1st, right at midnight, and I plowed through it in a couple days because I love this game. I thought this game was super fun. I loved being able to play as Zelda and break the game by just making beds, or when I learned that you could summon an army of infinite crabs to destroy all your enemies, I was hooked. I actually really, really just enjoyed the silliness of this game, and just had a great time with it, honestly. Like, it was a long time since I played a Zelda game, since Link to the Past for the first time last year, but then also, like, I didn't play Tears of the Kingdom, and this borrowed a lot of elements from Tears of the Kingdom, so it gave me that kind of like taste without having to play that full experience. And I just thought it was a lot of fun. So had to put that on there. So that was the first game the wheel selected. The second game the wheel selected was Silent Hill 4, because I'm a big Silent Hill fan, but I had never played Silent Hill 4 back in the day. So I have it on the original Xbox. So that's where I played. In fact, I played it on Xbox 360. Because it's backwards compatible on Xbox 360. I had a great time with this game. It's really, really weird, though. Like, it's such a weird game. Your character is locked in his apartment, and he just wakes up one day and he can't leave his apartment anymore, and he doesn't understand why. But then suddenly a hole appears in his bathroom. Then he jumps into it. He gets teleported to like some place in Silent Hill. It's weird. It's a weird, weird game because the whole game takes place in your apartment building. Your apartment, and then you kind of venture out into the world and then back into your apartment. But then there's some really, really interesting things that happen in that game that I'm not going to spoil. It was a good game, but it felt like a very kind of like uneven kind of experience because unlike other Silent Hill games, you don't have like a big area to explore or anything like that. You're kind of like teleported to these small like micro areas that aren't connected to each other in any way, and they almost feel like random vignettes in a lot of ways. Like when like you're first transported to like a subway station, and then you're transported to like this random graveyard, and it doesn't really give you a lot of direction as to what you're actually supposed to be doing, let alone any semblance of where you actually even are, other than some of the lore stuff that comes later in the game. So overall, though, as a Silent Hill fan, I liked it. Just not as much as the other Silent Hill games, but I think it's a pretty good survival horror game. That's on PS2 and OG Xbox, so it is a much older game. So that was game number 2 the wheel picked. The third game the wheel picked was Resonance of Fate, which is a role-playing game from the PS3 era that I have on PS4 because they did like a 4K version of the game, like a 4K remaster when the PS4 Pro came out back in the day. So I gave it a try, but after about 5 to 6 hours, that game was definitely not for me. I was not enjoying it. It was kind of like, it had these really, really confusing and mechanics that really bogged down the experience, and it just wasn't that fun to play.
I was figuring if you was going to get along with that battle system or not. That's one thing I hear about everybody talk about with that game.
Yeah. Well, it's not even just the battle system. It's even just the act of exploring the game is like silly in a lot of ways too, because you like when you go to the open world area, you have to like fill in the map with these weird like puzzle pieces that you earn by doing like quests in each area, and it's just it's a bunch of like weird mechanics all stacked on top of each other that just makes it more complicated than it needs to be, combined with the fact that it was like PS3 and Xbox 360 era gray. The story wasn't really that interesting, and it wasn't for me.
No, thank you.
Yeah, so I dropped it pretty quickly, and luckily we had spun from the wheel 3 alternative games that I could pick from in case this happened. So I was going to play Trauma Center Second Opinion on the Wii, but my Wii U stopped working. So, and I actually have a replacement for it coming. So that's going to be happening pretty soon because I do kind of want to play that game anyways. But I decided to opt for Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. I played Horizon Zero Dawn when it came out in 2017 and really, really enjoyed it back then. It was one of my favorite games of that year. And this remastered version was awesome. Like, I fell back in love with this game very quickly. and it's gorgeous on PS5 Pro because I was playing it in the performance mode at 60 frames per second. It was rock solid, the frame rate, but just it had like the fidelity type of visual package in 4K. Like it looked gorgeous. It looked prettier than Forbidden West, honestly, which says a lot.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, especially too because like the art design I feel like has really held up from that game back in the day. Like I loved just the use of color, and just especially if you've got like an HDR enabled TV, like it looks like some of the colors really pop with that game. And I just love the different environments you get to explore in that game. So I loved Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, and it was so fun to actually go back and play that game. But this time, I didn't do the platinum because I got the platinum for the PS4 version. And Matt, you mentioned that 3 out of 10 platinums, aren't that difficult. They kind of practically play themselves. But with this, I was like, I would have had to spend an extra 12 hours doing like the hunting challenges and some of the extra boring side quests. And I'm like, I already did that once and I'm not doing that again. So I decided to forego the platinum. So I'm sorry that I'm disappointed you all, PlayStation Nation. I don't have a platinum this year to count for it. But my 3-wheel games have now been finished. And now I'm allowed to play my own games, in which case the first game I decided to boot up for whatever reason was Withering Waves, which was a free-to-play game that came out over the holidays. And that's another game that doesn't allow you to invert your controls. So I played it for 10 minutes. I saw you can't invert your controls, and I'm like,
why does that exist still? Why?
I know.
Is that?
It's a very common thing I've noticed with like Chinese or South Asian games that come over, because we saw that with Infinity Nikki, we saw that with the original like beta versions of Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact. We're seeing it with this game. Like they all have a very similar kind of interface to them, and they are all missing the inverting control options, and it makes me very sad. So
yeah, they got to stop that. That shouldn't even exist. Not in this day and age.
Yeah. So there you go. Those are the games I played over the holidays. As for what's next, we'll get to that because Drelsh has a question about it later in the show. So we should shift into topic of the week. So now that it is 2025, we are going to talk about the games we are hyped about in 2025. We're not going to do like a full rundown of all the games that are coming out because we'd be here all day. There's lots of games coming to PlayStation 5. We were able to get away with that on RPG Cave, but even then it was like when on that episode, I told Garrett, I went on Wikipedia and searched the term role playing on Wikipedia for games coming out this year, and there were 187 entries. And I'm like, well, we can't talk about all these. And that's just in role playing games. So you can imagine how many more will coming out. So we'll just talk about the guas, as Sean eloquently puts in the chat.
The who?
Sorry, the what? The what?
The gua. The games we're hyped about.
This needs to stop.
We
This
gotta
needs to stop.
this.
What is that? What is that?
No.
Look, Sean made up a new term and we're going with it.
No.
Okay? The guas.
No. I'm not going with that.
8 letters in that thing.
The guas. But anyways, we'll go around. We'll talk about the games we're hyped about coming to PlayStation 5 because I'm excited to hear what y'all have to say about this. So, Ron, as always, we start with you, man.
The first one for sure is Citizen Sleeper 2. I really enjoyed the first one. It was a very pleasant surprise for me. That just ended up being a really great game. The storylines that was told in it, just the art of playing it. I just loved not knowing exactly what I was going to get into, and that just ended up being a really great game. So when I heard there was a sequel coming for that, that was automatically that was going to be on my anticipated list no matter what. So that's definitely my first one.
Nice. Yeah, it's out soon. So
It is.
got a chance to play. I never played the first one, but I've only ever heard good things about it. But we'll see.
People were fighting over that one for Fantasy Critic, eh? Yeah. Citizen Sleeper 2. I think it was drafted very quickly on everyone's draft because
Yeah, the first one scored really
like
well, so I'll be shocked if the second one doesn't do close to it.
No. Nice. Well, Matt, how about you, man?
I'm gonna take it if Ron's not gonna take it. Ghost of Yotai.
I left it open for you. There you go.
Yeah, I appreciate it. it. Come on, like, yes, 2024. We had as we mentioned, the games we were playing. There were phenomenal games that we played from PlayStation, but like this is it. We're getting back into like triple A Sony first party games, and I'm just very excited that it is Ghost of Yotai from Sucker Punch because I don't know. I personally was not expecting such a high caliber game from them when they announced Ghost of Tsushima. At least for me personally, the trailer was beautiful, but I did not know that it would just be like an S tier game with like the open world, the combat, the story building, the music. Like, so I'm very, very excited for them to come back. I personally am fine with them, not continuing the story of Jin Sakai. Like they're taking a new story because me personally, like the first game, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I feel like it did wrap it up, and I'd be curious how they could continue it. But I love the fact that when they explained it, like they want to, just capture that journey again of becoming the ghost, and it's obviously taking into the fact that like Jin Sakai has left like this myth and legend about what he did, so now somebody's kind of stepping into that role. I think it's a very smart idea, and that way you're not really. Because again, you can make a lot of mistakes if you try to continue the story. This way, it's kind of like a clean slate, but at the same time, still paying homage to it. So again, I'm very very hyped for this. I'm looking forward to it. If I had to guess, I feel like it might be like a September game. I'd be very pleasantly surprised if it came out earlier, but I don't expect it to come out till much later. But I can only expect good things, and you know what? I hope they add a multiplayer to it. I hope there's DLC. I hope they just give me everything, and obviously, please. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm just gonna put on the universe. When they announce a collector's edition, which they will, please give me a disc. I don't think it's gonna happen,
Not happening.
but I'd like one.
Not happening.
No, they're going to give you the steelbook for it and call it like a display case.
There you go. And you open it up, and
Such
there'll be no
a
disc inside. That's the way it is.
Such a slap in the face.
Matter of fact, I'll call
Empty
Herman and tell
steelbook.
him that's the way you want it to be, just for you.
No,
You're welcome.
oh my god.
Just let
You're
Herman
welcome.
know. Just get him on the phone.
Herman, please. It's such a slap in the face. But no,
Herman, he
I'm
loves it. He
excited
loves
to
it,
see
Herman.
Oh my god. Can't wait to see what kind of if they did a mask, right? Is that what they did for the first one? It was a mask.
Yeah, it was.
I
a
think
mask.
it was like the ghost mask, right? Yeah. So curious to see what it is, but yeah, I'm all in. Cannot wait to see what they do with it. And didn't they announce an anime at CES?
did.
They did.
Wasn't it like
They did.
Ghost of Tsushima? Yeah, like just
Yeah.
somebody's on firing us.
And
on
got a
all
good
cylinders.
crew
Like, this-
behind it. Aniplex and Crunchyroll, man. That's gonna be all right.
I was gonna say they
Exciting
announced a
things for
bunch of
PlayStation.
properties because we also we didn't talk about it when talking about Horizon, but they announced the Horizon movie as well.
Yeah.
That's right. Because they pivoted from a show, right? They were going to do a Netflix show and then they canceled it.
Yeah,
Is that what
Yeah.
happened?
And then now they're doing a movie for it instead.
yeah.
Very excited for that. And then we got a Last of Us fans. We got a release date. It's April, season 2, baby. It's
Yeah.
only 3 more months. Like, yeah, this is a very surprising showcase. I didn't expect that much PlayStation news, but thanks. I think it was Toxic that was dropping it in the Discord. I was like, oh, lots of stuff are happening in PlayStation Land.
Yeah, a lot of stuff from movie production stuff.
There you go. Well, Fulia, how about you?
So I'm going to be the opposite of all those AAAs and going to go straight into indies that I'm mostly hyped for, that are also coming to PlayStation. So I'm only going to specifically specify those ones.
That's okay. We're totally cool that as
Actually-
long as they're coming to PlayStation, that's fine.
Actually, System
Yes.
Sleeper isn't a AAA game.
Oh, that's right. It's not a AAA game. You're right. It is an indie game.
Ron talks
Ron
about
is
indies
correct.
too, you know.
That is an indie game. He is correct. It is.
Okay, I'll take my comment back.
Just for me. It's just towards me.
It's just for Matt.
Just the Portal Puppy. That's right.
Far
So
out.
The game that I'm really excited for that's coming to PlayStation, I hope this year, is Ikeum, the Bollywood-inspired RPG with the dance battles.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot
right,
about
that's
that
right.
one.
No, that one looked good.
I am really excited to play that one, and it's coming to PlayStation, so definitely gonna make sure to play it there. And yeah, it just looks like it's gonna be a good time with the music and just all the dance battles, and it's a really quirky story, and the visual art is really unique, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to.
I like
to
the look
checking
of
that
it.
one out
I'm gonna
more.
give it a chance. I'll give it a
Yeah,
chance.
it
It
looks
looked good.
really it looks really cute and colorful, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I think you got a chance. I mean, it has a store page already, so that's a
Yes,
good
it does.
sign. It has
Yeah.
a good sign.
You never know. But it's good one. That's a good one. Well, I feel like I need to represent the AAAs that have fallen astray with this crew, because clearly we haven't had talked enough about.
You must
We're
keep
the
it balanced.
minority at
Yes,
this
let's
point.
do it.
So in fact, Matt, you talked about a game that takes place in feudal Japan. Well, did you know there's 2 games that are big games coming out this year that take place in feudal Japan? Because I'm going to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is one of my most anticipated games of the year. In fact, it was one of my most anticipated games of last year, but it got delayed and then delayed again. So now it's coming out the day before my birthday on March 20th. I'm really excited about this game. I won't be able to play it right away because, as I mentioned before, none of the games I'm excited about I'll be able to play until July, so I'll be able to buy them. But I am very excited to play it when I'm able to buy it on sale.
It'll be patched up really good by then, though, so it'll pay off for you.
It'll be patched. It'll be on sale by then, and it'll be great. And I love the Assassin's Creed RPG style games like Odyssey, Valhalla, Origins. Those are the Assassin's Creed games that I love. So I honestly can't wait to jump into Shadows. I think it's going to be awesome. So, Riley King, no. I have specifically mentioned. Riley King mentions, "What if I got it for her birthday gift?"
Yeah, no loopholes.
My
no loopholes, right?
My rules do not allow for any gifting. If I receive a gift of a game,
strict.
I'm not allowed to play it until July 1st. So on Canada.
That's right. Ryan's keeping it real.
Yeah. Review codes are
Very
one
strict,
thing.
Ryan.
That's okay.
Very
Yeah,
disciplined.
review codes.
Review codes are
that's
fine,
perfect.
but not gifts. So, yeah, I know Riley King. You say wow to this. I'm not starting a throne
That's a wow.
page to fuel all the games I can't buy this year. It's not happening. But no, Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm super excited for it. I love the Assassin's Creed style role playing games, and I can't wait to play this one. So, and it takes place in Japan, so it just gets me even more excited for it. But Ron, hit us with your next one, man.
Monster Hunter Wilds. I am a Monster Hunter guy after playing World. I thought World was outstanding. Rise was okay. He wasn't on the same tier as World was, but everything that I have seen from Wilds, I am ready for this game. Me and my friends are getting this day one. Cannot wait to play it. Everything about it just seems just World on steroids. Just give it to me. Waiting on that one. Hacking up some dinosaurs and everything else that gets in the way. Can't wait.
Nice. And again, it's coming. Another game that's coming out soon. In February.
Yeah,
man.
February is a beast.
Yeah. Between that and Tales Stress Daybreak 2, I don't know.
I know, Ryan.
Oh, boy.
I know.
That's gonna be hard.
And I'm not doing with Baldur's Gate. It's a mess.
I know.
Oh boy.
It's a curse, man. It's a curse. But Matt, what about your next one, then?
It's going to be another AAA game, friends. It's going to be Death Stranding 2. I love the first game. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I loved the Metal Gear Solid games. And I wasn't sure about Death Stranding just because, everybody says like a walking sim. It's not really good combat. So I was apprehensive, but played it and finished it. Absolutely loved it. Like just that perfect, risk reward balance of like, how much cargo do you want to bring to your next shipment delivery, and just like, the way you have to explore. And when you finally carve your path and actually get to your destination, it's just really reminding me of Breath of the Wild, of that, that sense of like, how am I going to get here and is it worth the risk? Just such a euphoric feeling. Absolutely loved it. Phenomenal music. The story went over my head, but you know what?
Of course.
I don't
All
care.
Kojima stories
I don't
are.
care. Yeah, I don't care. It's fine. It's fine. The story doesn't need to make sense because you know what? The gameplay is there. It is suffice. Kojima, if you want to do a wacky story, it's fine. As long as I get the same gameplay. As long as I get that beautiful euphoric feeling of exploring and, just finding different ways to travel from point A to point B. Listen, Kojima, if you're listening, if you can add better combat, I'll take it. I'll take
Riley,
it. I
stop
don't mind.
it.
Like, what Riley wants to play Death Stranding 2 on the Switch 2. Listen, Riley King.
I think can't run that.
I'm a potato. Look, I'm a potato player myself, but even I know that on the PP2, the portable potato number 2, that can't handle Death Stranding 2. It can't. It's not happening.
I just
listen, if
can't
you want to play
believe you
handheld.
just listened to him. Like Lachlan. Just listen.
I'm just saying. Play it on a PlayStation. Play it on the Portal. You can be a Portal puppy. It's not happening.
Yeah,
on the
it's delusional.
potato.
Don't even
Potato
go
chip.
there.
No.
Yeah.
No. Let's not do that. Yeah, no. It's on PlayStation 5. No, I'm very excited for it. Can't wait for it. Yeah, it's Kojima, man. Just, he's one of the icons of our time. I love his games. They don't always hit, but you know what? At least he's trying something different. That's what I can say.
And hey, at least it's fueled by Monster Energy drinks, and that's the main thing, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's
And it
such a
might be
weird
sponsored by
product
FedEx. I'm not sure yet. We'll find out.
Maybe. All right, Fulia, what's
God.
your next one for us?
All right. So my next most anticipated game for this year is another indie. Go figure. And it's Coffee Talk Tokyo.
Yes.
I am
Nice.
really, really excited for this because I've really enjoyed the first one. I'm already doing like a platinum run for the first one. I'm in the middle of playing through the second one as well. And yeah, when they announced that they were bringing out Tokyo, and I was like, yes, like it's Coffee Talk and it's Japan. I'm like, give it to me now. I am ready for this. I need more of this Coffee Talk story. It is so great, very cozy and wholesome vibes. And you're just there, just, meeting new people and making coffee for them. Like it's just some really cool chill vibes, and I'm really looking forward to this. So yeah,
Very
Coffee
nice
Talk
pick.
Tokyo. Yeah.
Yeah. Like me some coffee talk.
Nice. That was also a very popular one on Fantasy Critic as well. People picking up that game too.
Yeah. They
It
doing,
was.
doing a smart thing, picking that one.
Yep.
Yep. As for me, I'm gonna also throw out a little indie game there. I love the Ninja Gaiden series, going all the way back to the NES. And the second that they announced that a new 2D Ninja Gaiden game was happening
that
at
looks
the Game
good.
Awards, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, I was so excited for it. It's coming out this summer. I've ever since like the Messenger and Cyber Shadow and some of those other like 2D Ninja style games came out, I was just like, these are great, but like, can we get Ninja Gaiden at some point? Especially because they're not doing the 3D Ninja Gaiden games anymore. Like those have seemed to be dead, and it took forever to get here. But I'm so glad we're finally getting a new 2D Ninja Gaiden game for the first time since the NES. So I am so stoked for this game. I can't wait to play it. It looks awesome from what we've seen from the trailer, and it's coming out this summer, and I'm so stoked for that game. I can't wait to play it. And it'll probably come out around the time when I can buy games. So that it works. It's a win-win. But let's do one more lightning round. Ron, hit us with your last one, man.
I'm not going to sit there and go with the pick that everybody's expecting with Trails Through Daybreak 2. That's a given. Everybody knows I'm going to play that.
Yeah.
I want to give a spotlight to Expedition 33. That game is looking so good from a brand new studio. I love RPGs. And from the time that was shown at the Xbox conference, that thing looked great. I cannot wait for this. It's it just looks so good. The story seems very interesting. The combat looks good, turn-based, but it has some extra action elements in it. I cannot wait for this. Cannot wait for this.
Dude, I can't wait to. That game.
It just looks.
awesome.
It looks
That-
good, man.
If you didn't say it, I was gonna say it. When it came out.
I had to put that in there.
Absolutely, man. Dude, it looks so cool. And yeah, we'll get to see it in like a week and a half at the Xbox showcase.
Yeah. And I will be watching.
Yep. All right, Matt, how about you?
Third game I'm most hyped for is already out, but it's finally coming to PlayStation Land. Indiana Jones. Yes, it's
Nice
coming
pick.
to PS5. Very, very excited. I was talking to friends of the show, Marcus O'Neill, Yon32. Plug. If you haven't listened to their Fantasy Critic podcast, Hype Factor, definitely check it out. Even if you don't really are into Fantasy Critic, it's entertaining. But listen, if you want the sweet tips and strats, you should listen to their podcast. But anyways, Marcus O'Neill, Yon32, especially Yon, he was telling me that this game's really good. And I'm like, how good is it? And he's like, I can see why people would say this should have been Game of the Year. And I was like, that's high praise, man. And he's like, no, it's seriously, it's really that good. And I was like, okay. Really missing out on, selling my Series S. But you know what? Thankfully, it is coming to PS5,
That's
so
right.
I will
That's
not
right.
miss my chance. So looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Indiana Jones fan. I enjoyed the movie, but I'm not super hardcore. But he just said, nope, it's in there. You'll really have a good time. And I was wondering, when I saw the trailers for it, I was like, how does this work as an FPS? It's like a shoot 'em up, because that just seemed very odd. And he's like, no, it's not a shoot 'em up game. In fact, shooting makes it worse. So don't do that. And I was like, okay. But no, he sold me on it. He said it's really, really good. So I'm very excited to play that in 2025.
Nice pick,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I really want to play it too, but I wanted to wait for the PlayStation version to come out as well. So
Same.
yeah, I'll buy it when it's on sale in July. I'm excited for it.
That's right.
Yep. All right, Fulia, last game.
Okay, so my last game is another indie, and it is for a game called Wonder Stop, which is a little fantasy, cozy adventure game. And essentially, you're there trying you're a character that is down on their luck. They come across this like farm, and it's like you're going to be managing a tea farm, and then you're also going to be managing a tea shop as well. So it's got a bit of a story to it, sort of like an overarching sort of story. I think it has something to do with a bit of like mental health as well. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to checking this one out. It looks really interesting. The art style looks really cool. And just the fact that it's just going to be some more chill vibes. I'm all about these chill, cozy games that are going to be coming out.
Management games just don't cozy and chill don't go the same with management.
You did also tell us before going into this year that you wanted to play more of these games too. Like you wanted to put more of a focus on them. So
Yes, I do. And this is why I am very much hyped for more of these. And Wonder Stop is going to be coming out in March, so not too far away. I have a feeling that might be my one game that I use with my rules for the month out of the two, and it might be for Wonder Stop. So
okay.
All right.
Okay.
yeah, we'll see.
Nice. So before I go to me, Fulia, there's one game I wanted to ask you about because I'm curious to know if you're interested in checking this one out this year.
Okay.
In Zoe, the new like Sim style game that's coming out. It looks a lot like The Sims, but
Okay.
it's a much prettier version of The Sims. It's coming out on PC. It's very relax your max kind of game where
Right.
you're kind of just living your best life with the craziest character creator I think I've ever seen for a video game.
That character creator does look crazy.
As for someone like me who's a fan of The Sims, I'm actually like pretty interested in this, but I figured you might actually be like this seems like it actually probably would be up your alley as well.
Is it coming to PlayStation?
It's coming to PC only, which is why which is why it's not on my list
Yeah.
of games I'm most interested in.
Okay.
But I was just curious if you were interested at all in it. But
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Might have to check it out.
Rybo actually picked this in our fantasy league, which is why it's kind of been brought back to the top of mind because I remember hearing about it last year and then forgetting about it. And Lockleth, of course, chimes in and was like, "What? I haven't heard of this."
Wow, Locke, I heard of that one. What?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, my last pick, everyone knows I'm excited for Civ 7. Everyone knows I'm excited for the Lunar collection. Kind of like Ron, I didn't want to pick an obvious one that everyone knows that I'm excited about. I'm going to go off the radar with a game I'm genuinely excited about. And the second I say this, Ron is going to be like, what? You really? You? Are you trolling me? That game is Trails in the Sky First Chapter. I'm actually really excited about that game. Really excited about it to the point where I'm so excited about it that I'm mentioning it on
Ron's
this
gonna have a heart
podcast as one of my most
Whoa,
anticipated
whoa.
games of the year, folks. Because the Trails series has been very hit or miss with me. I've liked some of the games. I haven't really been able to get into some of the games, like Trails from Cold Steel. I haven't gotten into any of those games, but Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure, I really like those games. So I've been looking for the next Trails game that's going to hook me, and going all the way back to the beginning of the series with what looks to be a really, really solid remake of a beloved game that's at the starting point of the series. This seems like example A of like the best way to get into this series for me. And I am so excited, Ron, to play this game that I've already decided that I'm buying it day one when it comes out. And I'm going to play it and give it a genuine try.
Hey,
Look
that's
at
all I can
that.
ask you to do. That's
Yeah.
all I can ask you to do. This is great news.
Because that's the thing. I want to like these games. I really do. It's just they haven't always.
It is a
agreed
lot.
with
It
me.
is a lot to ask. I mean, I understand. I know Garrett talks about it quite a bit. There are a lot of games. I understand. But hey, like I said, that's all I want you to do is try it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Exactly.
Oh, and special shout out to Seth, who actually beat Yee's Oath of Felghana. Just want to put that out there. Falcon
Wow,
Empire is
look
pleased
at
by
that.
this.
Now,
Yeah.
Look
Ron,
at that.
I'm going to put it out there. I also want to play that game too. I've heard
This
it's
is
like
great.
this
This is
Ys
great.
game, and I'm like, I kind of want
Bronze
to play.
2025 is already off to a good
Yeah,
start.
this is fabulous. This is-
Kidding.
More Falcon love, the better. This is
Especially because
great.
it's cheap. It's like 40 Canadian
It
dollars
is.
for that
It
game.
is.
So like, when I can buy games again, I'm thinking about buying that game.
Excellent
Yeah.
news. I love it.
Yeah, because again, I want to try some Ys games. See if I can get into these. But anyways, those are the games we're excited about. Now it's time to hear from the community what their most excited games, the games they're most excited for PlayStation are. We're going to start with Yarden, who says, my most anticipated PlayStation game of the year is Halo the Master Chief Collection. Have a great show.
And it might happen.
I mean, it hasn't been formally announced, but there is a big rumor from Nate the Hate out there that that's a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So, please be excited, as Riley King
Yeah.
points
I'll
out.
buy it. I'll buy it.
Yeah. I mean, I would too, in a heartbeat, if it came to PlayStation. But next up, we got Cowboy Danger D, who says, my most anticipated game has to be Ghost of Yotei. Can't wait to see the collector's edition. You can't wait to dive into that photo mode. Maybe there will be a game in that game case. We'll find out.
We just
We'll
need a disc.
see.
That's all we need. That's all
We'll
we need.
see.
Yeah.
Herman said nah.
Oh, you called them mid-show, Ron?
I
That's what he
did.
said?
I did.
Okay.
I sent him a text. He's like, not happening.
Well, we tried. So when Fulia has to sell that collector's edition at her store, people will ask if there's a game there,
Yeah.
and she'll be like, no.
Yeah, she could just tell him, like, nah, sorry, we tried.
What am I buying then? Jeez, what am I buying?
You're
There's no
buying all the
disc.
other physical stuff that comes in
Yeah.
the box.
It's everything else. You don't need the disc, Matt. You don't need the disc.
Oh, it ain't right.
You're paying
What's
for
my
the
disc drive
statue,
going to do
alright?
in my
That's it.
PS5?
Yeah.
No,
You
my
want that
PS5
pretty
disc
stupid
drive's
case,
getting
right?
bored. Not an empty one.
What about the? It's not as egregious as those other collector's editions that don't even come with the game, like the Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail one that doesn't come with a game. It just comes with all the stuff.
Egregious.
wild.
That truly is egregious. It ain't right. It ain't right, people.
Yeah. And then last submission comes to us from Skycatcher, who says, my most anticipated game is Inazuma 11 Victory Road. Atelier Yumiya is a close second. Also, Blood of Dawnwalker looks cool as well. Inazuma 11, for folks that don't know, that's a soccer action RPG
Yeah, I'm actually interested
that's
in that.
coming out this year from level 9, which is going to be an interesting game.
And Yumiya looks great.
Yeah, I think that game looks really cool. Again, Ron, this could be the year where I get into a lot of series that I haven't been into before. I haven't been into Trails, haven't been to Atelier, but this could be the year. You haven't been to Ys. I could be into all of those by the end of the year. Who knows?
It could happen. It's a great year. It's a great year so far.
Yeah. But now let's turn our attention to the rest of our questions from the community. Starting off with Drellish, who says, what 3 games from your backlog, in all caps, I might add, do you plan on completing this year, come hell or high water? Also, welcome back, everyone. Wishing each one of you gets the opportunity to bloom and blossom this year. Health and happiness to all of you. Well, thank you, Josh. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you, Michael.
So, to give the crew time to think, I'm gonna present my spreadsheet of here are all the gaming goals I made up for this
So
year. I've got a little
organized.
Yeah, you ain't
checklist.
lying. Nice and clean.
Yeah, and I've already
Got a
checked
checkbox.
off all the games that I've finished so far. But these are all the games that I want to either give a second chance to or like play all the way through this year. So for me, just picking from this list here as the 3 that I really, really want to finish this year, come hell or high water. The first one's actually Mega Man X3, because I've played a bunch of Mega Man X games, but I've never played or finished Mega Man X3 on the Super Nintendo. So that's definitely one of them that for sure, come hell or high water, I'm gonna finish this year. The second that I want to is Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven, that came out at the end of last year. I really enjoyed the demo, and I really, really, really am excited to play through the full game. That's one that I'm like, I really think I'm going to like it. So that's one I think I'm going to complete come hell or high water. And the last one from this list here, I'm going to just, pick from the list. Trails Through Daybreak. It's marked under here, give Trails Through Daybreak a second chance. Maybe I want to finish that game, Ron. Who knows?
Hey,
Who
you
knows?
never know.
Yeah.
You
So
try
there
it
you go.
again. That's all I can ask.
Yeah. But the main thing is, you also follow this shameless plug over here, over on my backlog where I've been filing all this stuff and putting little reviews for all the games that I played this year, including all the
Nice.
games that I didn't include, the games I abandoned. So there you go. But Ron, how about you? What are the games you're gonna beat this year, come hell or high water?
Well, the will controls my fate, but I am hoping that the will chooses Cyberpunk. I hope it chooses Final Fantasy 16. And I'm hoping that it can choose Metaphor, because I want to play all 3 of those this year. So all I can do is hope. Lucky enough, I have 2 wills thanks to Ryan. Will that has all the heavy blockbuster scored games on one, and all the other games on another. So chances are, I might be able to get to one or all 3 of those this year.
That's good.
Yes, Matt?
Okay. Question for the press pool.
Yeah.
Can we just toss away the wheels and then you can just play the games
Next
that
question.
you want to play?
Next question.
Okay.
I agree with Matt. Yes.
So what you're saying is you wouldn't be able to answer this question for Riley King, which is what is on your front log?
I'm not even doing the front
what?
thing. I'm not even doing
What?
it. Keep that with Sean and all the others. I'm not doing that. We don't do that here.
Wow.
John 32 says just pull a Daenerys, Ron.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The ignore button.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm going to mention a couple from the chat here. Number 1, Yarden says Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yarden excited for Cyberpunk. And then, of course, Lockford is saying you should just play Neva, apparently.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't want to take the risk of falling asleep again. So that'll wait
Run.
for a 50 or 60 or
Run.
70% sale.
One
and
might
then
say
I'll
that's
play it.
Wow.
never going to happen.
You're right.
I don't think
Run.
Ron's going to play that game. That's
I
correct.
will. I'll
He's not
get it
gonna
on
play
a
that
deep
game.
sale, and I'll give it a chance. Plus, I promised to Locke I would, and I always stick to my word. So,
Wait. Does that mean it forgoes the wheel and you'll play right away, or goes on the wheel and then you?
no,
wait
that ain't happening.
till it-
I will buy it on a deep sale, and I'll put that on the wheel.
Yeah. I was going to
How
say,
many games are on
Ron's
the
told us
wheel?
before.
How many games are on the wheel?
Matt, but Matt, Ron's told us before that some games skip the wheel and get played.
Yeah.
That just happens.
Is-
Usually it's
I don't
gotta
think
be.
Neva's one of them.
It's gotta be a Falcon one. If Falcon published it, then yeah, but then it wouldn't put me to sleep if Falcon published it. So,
I tried.
I'm sorry, Koala. I'm sorry. I gotta be a little hesitant after Greece. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You
didn't like it. You
disappoint
didn't
me.
like it. It's okay. Oh wow.
I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it.
I didn't like that game. But I understand why
Just-
people like that game. It's
Yeah,
okay.
it was okay. It's all right.
We're allowed
Just
to like
me and you,
different
Fulia.
things.
Just
That's
me
right.
and you.
That's right, Koala.
Yeah. Well, Matt, how about you, man?
None. There's no games in my backlog that I am determined to complete. If I don't
That's
like
true.
a game,
You did that mostly last year.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, it's a fun fact, entering 2025, I had one. It was Metal Gear Solid 5. And quite frankly, as I buy more games in 2025, the backlog builds up. There's none. There's no games that I'm going to be like, hell or high water, I need to complete the game. I will try my best to play them. I will try my best to finish them, but if I don't like it, no thanks. Unless it's Until Dawn remake,
Well,
where it's like, no, I need this freaking platinum. I'm
He
just
did
saying,
come in
Bob.
like a boss. He was like, I'm not going to do that silly shit.
But again,
Just saying.
when you put into perspective the fact that Matt only played backlog games the whole year
Yeah,
last
yeah.
year, that makes sense.
It's kind of hard to answer the question when you don't
backlog's
got a
there.
backlog. So, that's understandable.
It's pretty easy.
So then,
Just
so
like-
then what's on your front log then?
Oh, God.
I don't
Why-
have a front log. I don't know what that is. Please stop this. I'm just playing games.
I don't know how you missed out on this whole front log thing, but it's best just to ignore it.
I was
I-
going to say,
I-
sometimes
no,
it's
I-
better not to be in the loop.
I know what it is. I just choose not to acknowledge it. I know what it is.
You're right. Don't acknowledge it.
Not making it. Yeah, I'm not making part of it. No, just. No
That's
thanks.
right, man. Stay strong. Don't do it.
Yeah. All right, Fulia, what about you?
So I've got some games that I really want to get to, but it's not a come hell or high water, I have to finish it. It's just I really want to play them. And that's Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Okay.
I bought it day one, and I haven't even touched it yet. It's still in its shrink wrap.
Excellent.
Good Lord.
I'm like, I
even
really want
unwrapped
to
it
play
yet.
this. So this is a game that I really want to get around to. So I'm definitely going to be playing that at some point this year. Another one that I really want to play that I bought recently that I've been waiting for a good sale on was Jusson, which is the rock climbing sort of game. And I played the demo for it, and I absolutely fell in love with just the scenery of it, the gameplay, and I'm really intrigued by the visual art style of it as well. So definitely looking forward to jumping into that. And since playing through the level in Astrobot, I am really keen to check out Loco Roco Remastered.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Didn't see that one coming.
I've been curious ever since that, playing that level in the game. And now I bought the game last year, so now I just want to get around to actually playing it and see how much of it I actually enjoy. So,
Okay.
Because it looks really cute and colorful. So,
Not only that, Fulia, but I'm going to just throw it out there as someone who has played Loco Roco before. If you liked that stage, it's basically that, but a whole game of that.
okay, well that's all right then.
That's what I mean. So if you liked it and you want more of that, then I think you're
Yeah.
going to really enjoy it.
Okay, well that's all right then. Yes, Ron.
Koala, hello, friend. So, does this also mean that Spiritfarer has a chance to finally get platinumed, and you finally go back
does.
to test the RNG?
Next question.
Get that fish. Whoa. Wow.
It's right there. It's right there, Koala. Just go
there.
fight that RNG.
Get that fish.
Yeah, get that fish.
Get that fish.
Come on.
That's right. Praise the RNG gods.
Anyways,
Thank you, Ryan.
Antics dives in with the next question.
Oh, man.
Welcome back to the drive, everyone. We missed you. What's the biggest surprise announcement you want to drop this year? Anything goes. So this is an interesting question to ask, because if it's like, what's the biggest surprise announcement? But is it really a surprise to us if we are trying to will it into existence? I don't know. This could be any number of weird and crazy things. I'm going to go with a realistic prediction that I hope happens this year, that I hope is a big surprise that comes out of nowhere, even though we obviously know that one of these games is going to happen. But I just want Resident Evil 9 to be announced already, for God's sakes, because it's been
they
2
pushing that
years
one.
since Resident Evil 4 Remake came out, and we haven't gotten a new Resident Evil game. It's been the longest drought that we've had for a while in Resident Evil land. And I'm ready. I'm ready, Matt, for another Resident Evil game. I'm like Jonesy over here. I'm like, please, Capcom, I need more Resident Evil.
Just
Give
an
me more
announcement.
Resident Evil. Yeah, just
at least announce it. At least
Yeah.
announce it. Just show what it looks like. Exactly. I'm the same with you, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, Ron, do you have a big surprise announcement that you want this year?
I do. With Remedy kind of revisiting Max Payne, I'm hoping that a Max Payne 4 is announced. Because I enjoy that series very much so, especially Max Payne 3. I thought that game was really, really good. So I would like for that to happen.
Okay. Matt, do you have anything else besides Resident Evil 4, or is that your pick?
No. I do want. I want to be surprised. Like people said on the panel, it's probably not going to happen. But Ghost of Yotai, Herman surprised me. Put a disc in the collector's edition. Just give me the disc. Surprise me.
Setting
show us that
yourself
physical
up for
media
disappointment
forever.
is what you're doing.
Antics said I could be. Anything goes.
That's true.
is
The
it.
question did say
This is the
It is.
definition of anything goes.
Yeah.
You can do it, Herman. You can do it.
You're going to have Herman block you again in 2025. You're never going to get back into his phone list.
Oh no.
How about you, Fulia?
I'm not quite sure what I'd want as a, to be honest.
That's why I think it's like a weird question to think about. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the first thing that really came to mind was a standalone handheld device, like console that plays things natively.
Yes.
Not this Portal BS. I'm sorry.
Whoa. Calm your
Sorry.
farm.
Herman, that wasn't that. I ain't had nothing to do
Whoa,
with that,
whoa.
and I didn't know she was going to say that. Okay, don't block
Portal
me.
puppy here.
I
Yeah.
just because I
Whoa,
never
whoa,
got
whoa.
to I never got to experience the PlayStation, like the Vitas and the PSP and whatever. I never got to experience those. So I would love to have something that's similar to what it was then now as a handheld device.
Okay,
Yeah. So I could take it with me and play all my PlayStation games away from the house.
you might get your Vita too.
You can do that
It
with
might
the
happen.
You can do that with the Portal. You just need Wi-Fi. You can do that with the
No,
Portal.
with the
You can
Australian
get Wi-Fi.
with the Australian internet here, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Yeah,
I'll call
understandable.
Herman. He'll fix the Wi-Fi in
You're
Australia.
not even gonna be able to get
Well,
through.
don't worry.
You're not gonna be able to
I'm
get
also
through.
going to
I'll try.
throw out the argument there that it's not Herman's fault that Australia has bad internet. You
Exactly.
can't blame him for everything.
Blame the government.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right.
That makes sense.
We'll talk about this more when we get to a further question down the road. Next up, we got Solo, who says, with the game releases this year and the potential for games coming over from the other consoles to PlayStation, do you see yourselves this year trophy hunting less for Platinum so that you can focus on getting more to the next game that has come out since you finished your current one? So are we going to blow through games a lot quicker so we don't and not focus on the Platinum, or are we going to still focus on Platinums? I mean, I don't think any of us here really focus on Platinums.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
Ron?
if I feel like it, I just go for it. Just really depends on how much I'm enjoying the game, and if
Yeah.
the Platinum, I don't have to jump through hoops and all kinds of stuff like that for it. But yeah, I don't really plan them out. I just look at the trophy list, and I might look at a guide, and if it says, it's 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10, and sometimes even 5 or 6. Just really depends on how I'm feeling about the game at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Same.
kind of how I feel, too.
I really.
Like,
Yeah. Go ahead, Ron.
yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't really think that there's, like, I'm not really a Platinum person either. Like, I'll get the Platinum for a game I'm really enjoying if it's not too crazy or if I don't have to go out of my way to do stuff. But, it's one of those things where I just prefer to play games on PlayStation anyways, regardless of the Platinum trophies. So I don't really care too much about it. But go ahead, Matt. See what you're going to say.
Yeah, I'm like Ron. Like, if it's a game that I like, and I'm very curious. I'd like to look up the guide to see not just the difficulty, but I like to see what other people are saying about the Platinum. If it's fun, feels like a bit of a grind, and then I kind of make up my mind if I am gonna go for the Platinum. But for me, this year will be different, just because I don't. Number one, I can buy games. Number two, I don't have something like Rebirth that was bogging me down for the Platinum run. So I expect to be back into my more normal routine of, at least attempting more Platinums as opposed to like I think it's like 6 months of just Rebirth. So it'll be a different experience this year for me. Yeah.
Yeah. And Fulia, I know you probably feel the same way, right?
Yeah, I mean, with the 10 platinums that I got last year, I'm not much of a trophy hunter myself. So.
Well, I think that also like plays into the fact that you're playing more indie games, I think, than the rest of us, which for the most part typically have easier platinums. The ones that do have platinums, and you'll be playing a lot more indie games this year, so your platinum count might just go up by default because you're playing.
I mean, it might. It really depends on the trophy guide, like Ron was saying. Like, depending on how easy it is to get and whether or not there's things that I have to do throughout one playthrough, or do I have to do it multiple times, and that's going to play into it as well. But I'm not a huge trophy hunter in general, but all I really want to focus on is actually completing games specifically. That's what I really want to do.
Yeah.
Yes, Ron.
I'm going to have to pull your card on this one because
here
for
we go.
somebody who was not a trophy hunter, you was turning into a platinum machine toward the
For
end
a
of
short amount of
2024.
time, and then there
She
was a
was.
big drop off.
Was there a big drop off? Because you
Yes,
got
there was.
Astrobot, you're working on Coffee Talk, you're working on the other Coffee Talk. So
Hey,
I'm like,
hold on, wait a minute. No, listen here. I said I'd be working on them. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen immediately.
all right. You got the whole
We shall see.
2025. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Like you, I'll
don't
only
know.
go for the platinum if it's something I really enjoy.
Okay. All right. You heard her here first, PlayStation Nation. 32 platinums from Koala this year.
I did not
Let's
say
go.
that. Did not
Let's go.
say that. Thank
She
you.
Coming
very
for
much.
she coming for the crown to get it from
No.
your boy.
She's halfway to the leadership right now. of the
She
platinums,
is.
so.
She is.
It's true.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Whereas for me, like I mentioned it before, I'm not really a platinum person, but also I'm kind of with Fulia in the sense that I just want to play more games this year. Like one of my goals of, not buying games for this first half of the year that I lumped in alongside that is just playing less live service games, which has really bogged down my game time. Like, because people on Discord were asking me, Ryan, how did you finish these 3 games in 2 weeks? And I'm like, this is what happens when I don't play Final Fantasy 14 because I permanently made sure I wasn't playing that game or other live service games while doing that, which is like was the bulk of my time last year. If you remember our wrap up show, over half my playtime last year was just Final Fantasy 14. So I want to try and play a lot more games this year too. So I'm kind of in your camp, Fulia, as well, where like I just want to play more stuff. Like that's a big goal for me this year. But anyways, moving on, we got Cwaggy who says, "It is I, the Cwaggy, king of the Xenobabes. I'm looking forward to diving into the Spider-Man series and the Last of Us series this year.
Yes.
What games are you looking forward to playing this year, new or old?" And I think we kind of covered these bases with, both Josh's question and our topic. So I don't know if we have anything else to add to Quaggy's question. Oh, Fulia, go ahead.
I actually do. I kind of find that Quaggy's questions are a little bit more different because it's like encapsulating other things.
Okay.
Like older and newer ones. I'm more so looking forward to playing more of Dragon Age Valgard. Because I sort of dipped my toes into it last year, but then I kind of stopped. So I want to go back to it and play through it until, our rel credits. And another game that I want to get around to, which I also bought last year, was Lego Horizon Adventures. Just because it's, it's a Lego game, and I love the Lego games. They're always good fun. And eventually, hopefully, once it comes out, I also want to play Cabernet, which is apparently potentially coming to PlayStation. So if it does, I'm really looking forward to playing that because it just looks so good. And I know Fee is also very excited for this too. Yes, Ron?
I do not know what that is. Please explain.
So Cabernet is that vampire visual novel game that Fee was talking about on the Xbox Drive at one point. And it's really cool. It's fully voice acted. And it looks like fun. And the
I
story
like visual
looks
novels,
really
and I'm cool with vampires. I guess I'll need to look into this then. Okay.
Yes, please do that. I think there's also a demo you might be able to play on PC if you check it out on Steam. So you should be able to. Yeah. And the last one that I want to mention is, considering that everybody's been hyping about it and saying that everybody should buy it because it was so cheap, is Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Yes, very nice.
The RPG love, I'm loving it.
I want to see what this is all about. Everybody keeps saying really good things, so I'm very curious about it. And I did buy it. Did buy it during those really deep sales, so I'm
Gonna have to keep us up to speed. Let us know who your romance option is.
Please.
Romancing?
Well, also,
of course,
there's
romance. It's
romancing.
BioWare.
Yes, there's romancing in Mass Effect. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big
I
part
mean,
of the game.
there's romancing in Dragon Age the Veilguard, too.
Yes. If it's BioWare got their name on it, there's romance in there. Except for Anthem. But we don't talk about Anthem. So.
Well, in Knights of the Old Republic, you don't really have much of a romance in that game either.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It's kind of there, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I'm a Jedi. I'm not supposed to romance anyone. I'm like, well, la-di-da, then.
But yes, I'm proud of you, Qual. Yes, Mass Effect is great.
Yeah. I don't know. I've got my spreadsheet. All those games are all the games I'm looking ahead to. Although I will say, looking at the spreadsheet now and thinking about the games I'm excited about this year, I think I'm going to play a lot more Switch this year, or Switch 2. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of crossing some lines this year, I think.
Okay.
More than anything. But anyway.
I was just glad to see Eternal Darkness on your list.
Rybo, I
Yes.
put that specifically for Rybo because he's been bugging me for a little to play it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I've never
good.
played it, Ron. I've never played it.
Oh wow, you never played it,
I
eh?
usually don't mess around with too many horror games, but Eternal Darkness was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You're in for
Matt-
a treat, my friend.
I was going to say, Matt, you're surprised by this,
good
but like
game.
when I had my GameCube, that was a hard game to get back then. And it was an expensive game for a while, and I was just like, well, I don't know when I'm actually going to buy this game. So I got it a few years ago at a sale, and I was like, oh, well, I'll play this eventually, and I still haven't sat down and played it yet. So,
You're in for a treat.
yeah.
Agreed.
Well, next up, we got Black Wyver, who says, Happy New Year, all. Hope everyone had a great break. I'm looking to focus on my backlog this year. Ghost of Yotei might be a week one purchase for me. Nothing else drives me to purchase day one or week one this year. Questions for the show. You've been given the opportunity to design and bundle the newest PlayStation handheld. What would you call it? What would you expect from it in terms of features? And what game would you bundle with it day one? Have a fab year ahead, folks. So if Herman tasked us with designing the next PlayStation handheld, honestly, as much as I love the Vita, I wouldn't want it to be anything more than a console that would play PS4 and PS5 games. Kind of like the Portal, but just not internet connected. Because I think the portal kind of already serves this purpose already. As long as you have a good internet connection, yes, Fulia, I didn't leave you out of the equation here. I understand not everyone has amazing internet, so that this doesn't work for everyone. But I kind of already like what the portal does already, where it's like the only thing I would want more than this would be like a hybrid home console system, like the Switch is. So what would I call it? I don't know. The PlayStation Portable 2. And in terms of features, just a lot of the PlayStation 5 stuff. Nothing really too crazy. And then I would bundle, I don't know, Ghost of Yote with it day one. But how about you guys? Yeah. Do we have any ideas about this? What do y'all think about this question?
It was difficult for
Fulia
me
really
because I
wants to
haven't
talk
played
about this.
anything since the DS, really handheld wise. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the same boat with you, Ryan. It's the PlayStation Portal's about the same thing except for the Wi-Fi thing. Take the internet connection out and do something similar to that, and I think everybody will be all right.
Yeah. Well, especially too, because like we learned the lesson from Nintendo switching from developing games for 3DS and the Wii U to just developing games for Switch. Like having your developers split their focus between a portable and a home console really, I think, strains things a bit.
It doesn't work.
It leaves you wanting, I think. So I think that's kind of the other reason why I feel this way about it. But Fulia, I'm going to ask you specifically. What do you think about this question?
Okay, so I had some time to think about this.
Okay.
So in terms of a new PlayStation handheld, I would want it to like play games natively. It'll be digital games only because it'll eliminate the need for a slot for like a disc or a cartridge or whatever. So we don't really need that anymore.
Sorry, Matt.
Sorry to the physical
Darn.
lovers. I am
Can't
one
shove
of
my
them,
Blu-ray in
believe me. I am one of them.
It'll be like the PSP Go, which was an all-digital PSP console from Sony.
Yeah. And it's, it has to have a nice OLED screen. That'd be really good so that, you get some good quality visuals.
No. Whoa. We got to do the Nintendo magic. Start off with a regular screen first.
No.
Then bring the OLED a year later.
Straight into it. No, straight into the OLED.
We will do what we did with the Vita run, where you'll start with the OLED and then you'll downgrade it over time. Because that was a great move that everyone enjoyed.
Yeah, that really worked out.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Because remember, they started with OLED on Vita. That was the thing.
Oh, people were so bad.
And the last thing is that, it should be able to play your current PlayStation 4 or 5 library games. Like, if you've got them already in your library, you should be able to play them and download them onto that console.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Or make people buy it twice.
I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. Double dipping is a no-no. Especially in my
Triple
books.
dipping's okay though. Triple
No.
It works for Matt. He buys 6 versions of Resident Evil 4.
That's
And
true.
he wonders
gonna
why
say.
he goes a year without buying games.
It's actual. I have more than that many copies of Resident Evil 4. So
Matt!
I actually have more than that.
Anyway,
Thank you for
I would bundle this with Astrobot. Easy. That is an easy choice.
right.
And you mentioned the PSP Go. I would just straight out call it PlayStation Go.
Okay.
Just
Oh,
go.
okay.
Because you're going to go with it. You're going to go out
Exactly.
You'll be on the go.
Go with your PlayStation. PlayStation Go.
All right.
your Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, moving on. We got Kiku who says, my most anticipated games of the year are Suikoden 1 and 2 remastered and the Lunar remasters, of course. So, to my question, who is going to win the crown for the Platinum Trophies this year? Has the betting already started? Betting has already started. Matt is currently in the lead. Do we
Well, we know Fui's going to catch up. It's going to be Fui.
No. I have a feeling,
Yes.
even though I'm going to be going for more platinums this year, that doesn't mean I'm going to win because Ron is pretty quick on getting more platinums.
Here's the thing.
He's going to get bogged down by Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate's going to take
I
me
was gonna
600
say.
hours.
I was going to say.
Daybreak is going to take
Are
me
you going to
200,
platinum
300.
that?
No,
No.
I am not going to platinum Baldur's Gate, no.
I was going to say, did you look at the trophy guide for Baldur's Gate 3? Right?
I have not. I didn't
It's
even bother.
something.
Yeah, I bet.
Not even bothering.
Yeah. But I don't know. I personally still feel like Ron's probably going to
Yeah,
the winner
Ron,
this year.
100%.
We'll see. I don't
Like,
know.
I
We got
might-
some, we
I
got some
might
long
break
games
out
coming
in-
out.
I might break out in front for like a little while, but then Ron's just gonna catch up slowly but surely, and then be a nose ahead by the end of the year.
We'll see.
Now, Ron, just to put it in perspective, because I looked it up for clarification, the Baldur's Gate 3 Platinum, according to PSN profiles, has a 7 out of 10 difficulty
Yeah, no
attached
way.
to it.
No way.
Requires two,
Oh, you got this. Come on.
playthroughs of Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, no.
And it takes at least
Easy.
120 hours to get.
Yeah, no. No, thank you.
That's it. Just 120. That's it. You got this. You can do it.
2 playthroughs. Are you kidding me?
It's a lot.
Just make all the right choices or whatever. I don't know. What
No,
you're doing
thank you. I'm going to...
squeeze on it.
Nah, that's not happening. No, thanks.
Yeah.
Multipass.
Yeah, it's either Ron or I don't know. Matt could take it now that he can buy games this year. That might actually factor in.
You
We'll
know
see.
what?
We'll
you know
see.
what?
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm about to say we'll have to see. I had to kind
We'll
of.
have to see.
You
It's
know
hard
what?
to say.
Matt splits his time a lot between Switch, though. I don't know.
That's what I was going to say. I think the
That's the
secret
potato
factor
games.
is Ron's not going to play the Switch 2, but I think the other three of us are.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
that's
that
probably
is
another reason why I think Ron's going to win this year.
And if Microsoft would stop bringing games to PlayStation, I could use my Xbox, but they're not doing that. So more platinum chances.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, next up, we got a question from King Riley Smiley who says, question for the show specifically for Naga Chaka.
we
Now
go,
that you're
Nano.
playing Stellar Blade, will you join the Stellar Babes movement with Ryan and I? We need merch.
Hey, I consider myself a stellar baby. The game's good. All right, again, still too early to give final impressions, but so far it's excellent. Yes, it's 2025. Let's start the movement back up again. Anybody else who didn't buy this game last year and bought it and has it now like I do, sure.
Who needs
Stellar
Xenobabes
Babes,
when
let's
we
do it.
got Stellar Babes?
That's right.
Whoa. Let's
Yeah.
Hold on, relax.
Ryan
relax,
said it.
all right?
Ryan said it
no,
right.
No. Calm your farm. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We can have two movements, all right?
Ryan said it right.
Babes. No. We have Xenobabes. We got Stellar Babes. We got Backlog Buddies. Like, don't worry, we got the range.
Backlog
We got lots
buddies.
of
Where'd
cliques.
that come from?
That's right. That's
Is that
right.
actually a term?
That's right. It is now. Sure.
First I'm hearing about
Portal puppies. Got portal puppies. Come
Carpool
on.
has too many different
go.
clips. We got front loggers, backlog buddies, neon white, whatever their names are.
Is there a term for neon whiters? I don't know what that is.
I would like the audience to know that my mouse hovered over Matt's name with the remove from chat button and was very tempted to click on it, but I chose not to. I chose restraint this time.
Oh, Matt.
But hey, he was just answering the question, so I can't fault him too much for it. But
Oh, my God.
anyways, final question from the show comes to us from the brand new PlayStation 5 owner, Sean Capri. Who went and
He
bought a
already
whole-
owns one though.
But he just bought one. But he just bought another one. Brand new PlayStation 5
Second.
owner. Sean, the best is Sean posted the picture in the Discord of how he positioned his PlayStation 5. And I can't.
That ain't
It's
right.
horrible.
That ain't
PlayStation
right.
Nation, please. Oh, my God.
That ain't
It's not
right.
horizontal
Don't even
or
look at it.
vertical.
He
It's
has
in
it
the
set
middle.
it diagonally. This is wrong.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
All right. Sean asked the question, hello, PlayStation Drive. My name is Sean. I'm a longtime fan, but nobody believes me. I have platinums on games like Resistance, Burning Skies for the Vita, and the PlayStation 4 Infamous game, Infamous Second Son, and of course, First Light, of course. I'm going to throw that in there because Sean
nice.
didn't mention those by name.
Very nice.
Still, people think I'm a PlayStation hater. My question is, what does it take to be considered a PlayStation fan, and will you accept me into your clique? Well, first of all, Sean, you own not one, but two PlayStation 5s, which is more than most people can even say, as far as most PlayStation fans are. But as far as I'm concerned, as long as you're a fan of PlayStation, like you like PlayStation, I think you're a PlayStation fan, and I think you fit in. So that's how I feel about it. You're already one of us, Sean. You can just come over to the blue side. It's okay over here.
That's one person's opinion, Sean. It's going to take more than you buying a console to be a PlayStation fan. I'm not falling for it. It's
Ron.
fake news. It's AI. It's Photoshop.
Wow.
Ron, if I can be on the PlayStation Drive talking about Xenobabes, Paper Mario 1000 Your Door, I think Sean can be on the PlayStation Drive.
Matt,
All right,
you
if I
don't
can do
sit
that.
there. You don't sit here on PlayStation Drive week after week, sitting here dogging PlayStation out. We've all had our moments. We've gotten in PlayStation's butt a little bit. But if anybody listens to Sean, we all know how he gets. I'm not falling for it. You're going to have to do a lot more than just buy the console. Well, proof is in the pudding.
Two of them.
Proof is in the pudding.
He has two. He does have two of them.
Nah. I could buy 2 Switches. If I don't play them, does that make me a Nintendo fan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nah,
you're a potato
it don't.
player. Yes.
Nah, I don't.
You gotta be a pretty big fan to buy 2 of them.
Exactly.
Nah. I might just have money to throw around. I'm not falling for this. You're going to have to do more than that to convince me. But everybody else is convinced.
This is the thing. Sean's also played Heavy Rain, right?
Heavy Rain.
You know, that's PlayStation.
He has played Heavy Rain. That is correct.
Yeah,
That's
there
correct.
You go.
He named his daughter Ellie.
You're talking
from The
about a
Last of
PS3
Us.
game.
That's
You're
right.
talking about a PS3
That's right.
game.
Yeah. He's
talking about
like
PS3 game.
Matt was saying.
OG
he's
fan.
named his kid after a Last of Us character.
The Last of Us character. It's true.
Yeah.
Nah.
That is true.
Nah. I don't believe you. We need more people.
The only thing,
believe
the,
me, is what he's saying
the only thing that makes me a little bit about this is the fact that he's anti-Astrobot, and I am not happy about that.
Now hold the phone.
That's what it takes, huh?
We heard from the man himself. Sean Capri chimes in with the chat. Be specific, Ron. I'll step up. What do I have to do?
My goodness gracious.
Be specific.
Be specific.
I'll be specific.
Be specific.
When you sit there and start showing me actual proof that you are actually genuinely enjoying PlayStation IPs, then you can holler at me. But until then, talk to everybody else, because I ain't going to believe it.
Okay. But he likes
Did he play
PlayStation
Ghost of
IPs. He's
Tsushima?
told us about this.
I'm trying to think. Did he play Ghost of Tsushima? Or he played Spider-Man, didn't he?
Yeah, he played
I don't-
Spider-Man. He
did
hasn't
he?
played
I
Spider-Man
don't
through
know.
Spider-Man 2 yet, but he's at least started it.
He played Spider-Man. That's right. He's enjoyed some.
Yeah.
He
He
did
did
not
not
play
play
Ghost of
Ghost, he confirms.
PlayStation Nation, I'm telling you, this is the big giant troll event. This is not for real.
Oh, Sean Capri says
He'll
he'll
beat-
beat Seth to beat Ghost of
There you
Tsushima.
go.
Well, I
There it
think
is.
Seth already said
There it
and
is.
said that he wasn't going to go back to Ghost, I don't think.
Well, we'll get
No,
some.
he's not going to go back to it.
But Seth is the Falcon Empire, so I can't. He gets a pass. Sorry. He don't got to play Ghost.
What?
Wow.
I don't like Ron's inconsistency over there. Sean, I want you to know that the three of us, Fulia, Matt, and I, we're fine with it. We're
Yeah,
fine with
everybody
you.
else is fine with you being a proud
Come on in,
PlayStation
it's
Nation.
fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just one guy. It's fine. I'm hard to please. It's fine.
Apparently he wants the smoke. Never mind. That's what he said. Never mind.
Ryan tried to help.
I tried. You know what? I extended the olive branch. Let the record show. I extended the olive branch. I understand. But you know what? Sean? I respect you.
Oh Lord, we have fun. And go carpool, everybody. See, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Anyways, folks, I think that's going to do it for a supersized episode of the PlayStation Drive. But before we go, we've got to say thank you to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming, starting with our ultimate producers, Jonathan Brown, the man behind the music on our podcast, as well as the Xbox Drive. You check out all of his music at his Linktree, linktr.ee/pme.jib. In fact, he released a new album over the holidays, Me, Myself, and I.
That's right. Give it
It's
a
good.
listen.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
So go to his Linktree, go check out his music, and send JB his love because he's pretty awesome. Also, speaking of sending love, send love to Cwagmire, who humbly reminds you that the best babes are Xenobabes, and also TechMike, who says whether you're Kevesi or Agnian, you're a Xenobabe at heart.
That's right. Sicilian, and all that. Let's do it.
The what?
Yeah.
The what?
Yeah. All those Xenobabe things.
Links to all of our ultimate producers can always be found in the description of our podcast. So please make sure to support them as they support us. Then they're really awesome. Our platinum producers, Smokin Joe, Solo, the Captain, and Tim Paullin, and our gold members, Adam K, Anna, Awesome Dave 1337, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carrozza, Dan and Luma, Dannohh, Emily O'Kelly, John 32, Liger Woods 330, OldMrFrump, Patrice Mallette, Peje, Shane Erickson, Stephen Keller, TheDonRob, the Jiggy Collector, and Toxic. Huge thank you once again to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/Carpool Gaming. If you want to head on over there, choose the tier that's right for you and hop in the car with us and enjoy some amazing content. Well, Ron, plugs go.
Savoy Prime on all the things: PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, Backlogged, True Trophies, PSN Profiles, Blue Sky, Savoy_Prime on Twitter, but I'm not on there a whole bunch like I was.
Nice. And Matt, where can people find you?
You can find me as Nagachaka on Twitter and Blue Sky and in the Carpool Gaming Discord and on Fantasy Critic League A. You can follow me there as I dominate, as I crush it.
Oh.
Hopefully.
Well, we'll see about
I
that.
think so. We'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
You
Well, you
might
gotta
wanna
follow along to find
Put
out.
an asterisk there. Put an asterisk on that.
That's right.
Careful.
Follow along.
I was
Come
going
on.
to say, I'm secretly cheering for Lachlan in that league.
Oh.
You know what? To be quite honest, so am I. So we're on the same page.
He went in with confidence and then
He did.
just
It left so quick.
It just
left
it
so
broke
quick.
already. It broke already.
Quag is my pick. I'm sticking with Quag.
Okay. Fulia, how about you?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at Foolish Fuji. You can also find me on Instagram and Blue Sky at Foolish Fuji. And if you want to check out anything else that I do, go over to foolishfuji.com. Or you can go to foolishfuji.card.com.
Card, baby.
Hard.
It'll never
I love you
end.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
For that.
I love how happy this makes Ron.
It's great.
Well, as for me, you can't find me on social media at all because I'm not on social media at all. You can find me on the Discord though, at Ryan Turford. I'm in the Discord, and then also you can find me on Backlogged
That's right. Don't forget
at
backlog.
Ryan Turford. A backlog. I'm filing all the games that I've been playing, so you can check me out over there. Also, I'm on RPG Cave where I talk about RPGs, so you can go check out that show as
The
well.
greatest genre. The greatest genre.
One of the greatest genres.
Yeah.
In fact, if you put this show and that show together, it's like a one full experience kind of situation. So.
I'll go with that.
I mean, to be fair, all the Carbo shows
like
are kind
it.
of like one full experience if you combine them together. But anyways, for Fulia, Matt, and Ron, I'm Ryan. This has been the PlayStation Drive episode 181. That's a palindrome, folks. And we're out. Good night, everybody.
Adios, friends. Thanks for checking out this week's episode of the PlayStation Drive. Now, before you drive off, please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us at Carpool Gaming on socials. Don't forget to check out our awesome merch on carpoolgaming.com, and you can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, where you'll unlock all kinds of exclusive content. Links to everything are in the description.